All right, we're back with Peter Nelson from Nelson Nursery and Water Gardens and Skip Richter, host of Garden Line. All right, we have Lolita on the phone this morning. Good morning, Lolita.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
Good. What is your garden problem or your plant problem?
Actually, I planted some tomatoes in spring, and they gave me like 10, 15 tomatoes. And after that, the plant is really tall and looks good, healthy, but no tomatoes.
Okay, the plants look healthy, but there's no more tomatoes. Are we just fresh out of tomatoes?
Once the temperatures get up in the 90s and the nights are in the upper 70s, the large slicer tomatoes quit setting. The grapes and the cherries do okay. It's probably a heat-related thing. And if they ever go through a temporary drought, like a tomato in a container really gets wilted, it's going to abort all those flowers and you get to start over. Hang on to those tomatoes, because when the weather breaks, you're going to get tomatoes again. So take care of them and hang on.
Yeah, all right. Cherie, good morning. Is Cherie on the line?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay. What's your question?
Okay, my question is, the weeds grow as far as 2 feet. And I do have I've got the grass, but the weeds outgrow grass. What is a good fertilizing grass seed to put on the grass?
Okay, there's a little warbly there, but I think you're asking about you have a huge weed that just keeps coming back in your garden?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the nature of a weed, isn't it? All right, so nature of what a weed does, you talked about growing up, that was your job with your parents.
Pulling
You
weeds.
pull in the weeds. We can pull them, but just like gray hair, they come right back.
Yeah. I think they just, weeds are opportunistic plants.
They are.
And they love that condition. I'm still old-fashioned. I know you can do all these different pre-emergence and spraying stuff. I get out there every spring and I pull the weeds by hand.
Yep.
You got to get the roots.
And you use the word nature. Wherever sunlight hits the soil, nature plants a weed. And so nature doesn't like bare soil, and it covers it up one way or another. And getting a mulch in ASAP after you plant, and getting a 2 or 3 inch layer, real thick mulch, prevents a lot of the weeds that come from seed from being a problem. If you wait, and bare soil will turn into a chia pet of weeds.
Yeah.
And you don't want that.
Well, it's funny. There was actually a weed that I didn't realize was a weed, and I was watering it thinking it was a nice little plant that we had, and it's like all blooming, it's all pretty, and somebody goes, "You do know it's a weed, don't you?" But it's huge.
But if you like it,
well, hey, let it go.
You're working
all
with
right. Calvin says, "What's the best time of day to water my lawn, and how long should I run the sprinkler? Is deep watering a few times a week better than watering lightly every day?" And this is probably one of the most popular questions this time of year.
Yeah, early. I've always been taught early. Water early.
Early is better.
Yeah, because you get more evaporation in the high noon.
Yes.
Yeah.
And deep is better. And to use an example, if you took 1 inch of irrigation and you put it on 4 times, 1/4 of an inch each time, you would wet the grass and the thatch. Very little to none will get in the soil, and it'll all evaporate and make our Houston more humid. Thank you very much.
Right.
If you took that 1 inch and put it on at one time, you would actually get it in the soil. That drinking water you paid for will actually do something for her. So yes, deep and infrequent.
Okay, all right. Sophia, she says, patches of my St. Augustine grass are turning yellow and brown in the hottest, sunniest parts of the yard. How can I tell whether it's drought stress or chinch bugs?
I mean, you'd see the chinch bugs, right, if you
You
inspected
should be
it.
able to see them, yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's stress.
I would turn the sprinklers on and see where they're not watering. Maybe there's some gaps between them. That's one thing.
Okay.
And then get a 2-gallon watering can, put 2 tablespoons of lemon-scented dish soap in it,
Really?
and fill it with water, and find a little 3x3 area, square yard, and just drench it really good. Bugs hate that soapy, especially the lemony soapy, and they'll come crawling right up out of there, and you have to dig down finding them. They'll come up to you. And that's your sign that it's chinch bugs. But don't do it in the dead area, they're gone. Do it in the dying area. That's where the chinch bugs
Speaking
are.
of bugs and lawns, okay, so your dog is all good. It goes out to the yard, it comes back in, it's got fleas. No matter if you've used all the flea medicine you could, how do you get those fleas out of the lawn? Because they hang out there, don't they?
They do. I mean, they're. My parents seem to get fleas in their garden semi-regularly, and I feel like they've gone through and put like 7 dust in a sock and put that out, and that's helped take
Seven
care of
dust?
that.
Okay.
Seven dust,
Okay.
yes. And that's something that's worked for them. But yeah, once you get them and there's animals and stuff involved, they can be tough to get rid of.
You have to deal with the yard and the pet, and you know, putting the different things the vet will give you on the pet in order to make sure the pet isn't just bringing and carrying live fleas, but they die when they get on the pet too.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Omar, I'd like to start a small backyard compost pile. What should go into it? What should stay out? And how do I keep it from smelling or attracting pests?
Anything that was once alive will compost. Some things you don't want, like an old possum that you found on the side of the road. So go with things that are more plant, vegetable related. A mix of green things, which is nitrogen, with brown things like leaves, gives you the best, fastest compost. Anything that is meat, milk, dairy, stay away from all those things. I avoid
Chicken
pet
before.
droppings as well and things, even though they will compost. But
Yeah. Otherwise, put a tight lid on it and
It's on my
call it a day.
honey-do list this fall. I gotta
It's
build
your
it.
honey-do list. All right. And finally, with Renee, we added several fish to our pond, but most of them disappeared. This happened with me too. Most of them disappeared within a week. Could raccoons, cats, or birds be responsible? And how can we protect the next group of fish? And we were talking about earlier in the green room about water otters. Who knew, right?
Yeah, I had no idea, and now I've seen physical proof on a Ring camera of river otters coming out of Buffalo Bayou and eating all the fish. So that is possible if you live on one of the big waterways. It's almost always birds. We've learned over the years that if you have a beach entry to a pond or a very shallow, small pond, the birds can just either wade in there or just lean over and pick them clean. So when you come to the store, we've got our large koi pond, and when we dug that, we dug straight down, and we've never lost a fish in that pond. Our little selling tanks, which are only like 12 inches deep, if I were to put fish in there today, coming to work
How do you
tomorrow
protect
morning,
them from the birds? Is there a mesh you put on top?
you'd have to
or-
put netting on it. If
Yeah.
you already have something that's shallow, you'd have to put netting on it. It's the only way to handle it.
All right. We'll be right back.